Hi all, I'm Trenton Hoshiko, and today I'm unboxing the Aputure 2x Fresnel Lens Attachment and Barndoors kit. This video is for anybody who's looking to see what's included in the package, the size of the attachments, and details like that. I will be having some video examples coming soon, but for now, let's get started with this unboxing. The Barndoors are actually Godot, not Aputure. The listing on Amazon is actually a little bit unclear about that. Until you get to the comments and reviews at the bottom. So we're going to see how this goes, actually, because we're going to be mixing two brands here. I was thinking that when I originally got this, that these are going to be the Aputure Barndoors, but we're going to see how it goes. And you know what? If it's a cheaper option, if it's a cheaper kit, people can get a lot of usability out of something like this, probably. Let's start with the Barndoors. Now, one thing that I really liked about this is it comes with a honeycomb grid as well, just for some extra control. Now, I've never used the Aputure Barndoors, so I don't know how this feels in comparison, but you can see, and it is actually metal, and the fins are pretty sturdy seeming. They don't seem too much different than kind of your standard Barndoors. And you can see that honeycomb grid in the center there. Hello. And then it comes also with colored gels, yellow, red, blue, and green. So I guess these guys can just snap in place. Like that. Not too bad. Let's try to take that back out. Now that might be something that is easier to do when you have it laying flat. I'm not sure what that'll be like on a actual light setup. So, okay, well that looks fine at least. I mean, like I said, I'm a little bit surprised that it's not the Aputure ones, but we're gonna see how it goes. I do like the gels. Apparently the Aputure version has little magnets on them to make them stick in place a little bit better. I probably would prefer that ultimately, but snapping is fine. It's not like some brands that I've seen where you slide in like, your gel panel or your diffusion panel into like an LED light panel and it gets stuck. So that's at least not a concern in this case. Ah, that looks nice. Love to see an actual kit for storing, carrying, and transporting something that could be ever so slightly fragile. Really, it's just the actual lens itself. Now this thing is pretty beefy. Look at that. It's like actually as big as my head. It uses the Bowens mount, and this is the 2X model. It seems to be quite powerful. Now, that is a kind of a plasticky feel, but pretty dense plastic at that. So, not too worried. And then it has nice little markings for your actual beam angle. Now, because I'm a little bit concerned about how this will actually go with the Barndoors, let's just put that on real quick before we move on to anything else, and kind of just see if this kit actually is reasonable in that way. I always like to have extra accessories to modify light with. I'm never shy about having more ways to control light. Okay, well that's pretty sturdy actually. You can see now we have a nice Fresnel lens setup with Barndoors, similar to what you could get from, a tungsten Fresnel light or something. Just one of those standard 300 watt tungsten Fresnels. And that I think brings a lot of functionality to a product like a LED monolight style open face light. Well, now that we have this built, let's actually put it onto a light and see what it looks like. Because just about my favorite thing to do is talk about low cost lighting solutions, I'm gonna be strapping it on to the $180 GVM 80. This is a monolight style light with a Bowens mount. We'll line up our mounting points. And twist till it clicks. Usually I do this on a stand, but I'm at my desk, so. Now, that certainly beefs up this tiny featureless light. This light is basically just that LED chip at the front and then a switch on the back to change the output. This thing certainly makes it front heavy, so if you're doing something like this, make sure that you have enough weight on any light stands. And then, you know, go like that slightly, and then yeah, that really extends out. So definitely be aware of weight in this case. Safety first. One thing that I really do like about this is that plastic right here, well, it is plastic, feels nice and heavy, and as you rotate it, it kind of has a corkscrew pattern, so it doesn't just slide forwards or backwards. It doesn't seem like if you turn it upside down, it would just simply extend. It seems dense enough and at the right angle with that corkscrew pattern to keep the light at the angle that you're wanting at, even if you are tilting it down or going top down, you know, something like that. Woo-wee! That's pretty nice, look at that. So, very focused. And then we can open up that spot. And I guess actually the last thing to kind of show off is if we take it and we put just simple reflector. Now I don't really like the default reflector that comes with these GVM lights. I think it is a little bit flimsy, and I don't like the bead pattern too much. Now I do want to see if this will fit around that GVM light. So, you heard it here. It does not quite fit on that GVM reflector. It will go around, but I would not feel comfortable because it can just kind of fall off. I would not recommend it. I think that would be a little bit too dangerous in my opinion. But it does go on to the Fresnel, and that's probably where I would be using it most anyways. So that's where you have it, folks. I will be having some actual test videos of this whole setup coming out soon. That way I can actually show you what it looks like in some more practical situations, what it looks like when it's falling on skin, what it looks like when it's falling on wood and other surfaces, things that you guys might be using in your scenes and wanting to know what it actually looks like before you buy it. I am a little bit disappointed that these are the Godot Barndoors instead of the Aputure Barndoors. I was really hoping that they were the Aputure Barndoors, and only actually realized when I looked in the box and then I went over to Amazon and looked at the kit. That disappointment is kind of outweighed by it being a really great deal, and I think that it'll work just fine. I am not concerned at all about it. Well, that wraps it up for my unboxing video of the Aputure 2X Fresnel and what turns out to be the Godot barn door kit. If you do like cinematography and lighting tool overview unboxing videos like this one, please give the video a like to help me with the algorithm and subscribe for upcoming videos about lighting tools, cinematography tools, micro budget filmmaking, and lots more. I do try my best to keep these videos super focused and super to the point so that they're, maybe 10 minutes. Your time spent watching this means a lot to me and I don't want to waste it. These videos are not free for me to make though, so if you can, please join me over at Patreon at patreon.com/TrentonHoshiko. I'm currently aiming to get about 20 patrons. Or if you use Ko-fi, you can contribute at kofi.com/TrentonHoshiko. If you are on Twitter and you want to pop over there to give me a follow, you can learn a lot about my cats and almost nothing about cinematography. Have a good one, guys.